Alright, welcome back to yet another video on Moments in the Rail Industry for June of 2025. There is quite a lot to unpack with this one compared to others, I will say, so without further ado, let's just get started. The Wheeling and Lake Erie unveiled their semi-quincentennial or sesquicentennial unit, which was made by none other than Paul Springowski. It looks pretty interesting, but I don't know why it feels very flat colored. I don't know. That's just me. But yeah, again, it's pretty cool. Seems like more short lines are jumping into this fray as well. The East Penn Railroad also made their, I'm not gonna say that two words again, but you get the point, the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. Norfolk Southern 1080, a brand new Delaware and Hudson unit, was revealed. This unit was received extremely well by the community, only for it to blow up on a train a few weeks later. God. A crankcase and prime mover basically blew up. And yeah, that unit has been sidelined. So this is just a extreme case of bad luck. Seems like when a unit is received well, it blows up. And speaking of blowing up, Union Pacific 1982 caught fire while on a train. Yeah, not a good thing either. Back on the topic of D&H, we got this. Another D&H unit. Wow, we are going on the D&H craze, I see. Metro North revealed yet another unit. It seems to be a heritage unit. It might be honoring the previous paint scheme that is still seen on the Shoreliner cars. So, I don't know. Maybe it might be something around the lines of that. I'm not 100% sure, so I can't exactly comment on that. But it does look pretty good. Via Rail began testing longer train sets for the problems persisting with CN's crossings. This does pose a little bit of an issue, as highlighted in a video covering Via Rail's sets. They are permanently coupled, or at least bolted, so moving around sets, disassembling sets, moving stuff around and the likes is going to be a lot harder and more time consuming, as because, well, they are bolted and, you know, the couplers are different, and in fact, they can't even be MU to other locomotives or cars because their MU cables are slightly different. So essentially, these Via sets are incompatible with the rest of Via's fleet. But, you know, it's pretty surprising that we even got to this point of having 7-car sets, but they did state that they could be modified between 3 and 7 sets, so I'm not 100% surprised, though again, as said before, I am surprised that I got to this point. Amtrak Cascade's new set has been revealed. It looks pretty good, but it seems like they are possibly permanently coupled sets like Via Rail's. This is a hypothetical thing that I'm thinking of, due to the fact that the cab car, or at least the set, is all the same number, because Via Rail's set is all the same number, being in the 2000s, just having a variation like 2200, 2300, 2400, something like that. But in this case, we have the ridiculous number of 70,000. I don't know what Siemens was thinking of giving it 70,000. That's a big number. I don't know why they did that. But it is assuming that it will be a permanently coupled set just by the numbering. I should also mention that the Charger is an ALC-42E, so there's something with that as well. Amtrak Surfliner cab car 6903 received a raised letter K5LA after returning from refurbishment at Beech Grove Yard, or shops. Now, normally I wouldn't really care to put such a thing of a horn change in Moments in the Rail Industry, but apparently 6903 had one of the best horns down there, but now that has been replaced, it has caused a humongous uproar in SoCal, to the point where a lot of people were actually asking me to put this in now. (6903) marks either the third or fourth raised letter cab car to, well, now have a raised letter, behind 6951, 6905, and in between 6951 and 6905, potentially 6908. I actually had to review it and see if it actually is a raised letter K5LA itself. However, I am a little doubtful on that, so I'm gonna say the third for now. Anyway, yeah, it caused a whole uproar. I don't know what that was. CN's executive train made its way through my area and all the way up to Montreal for something about train safety. This train was a little unusually long this time around, being 10 cars instead of what you typically see of something like 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. I don't really know the number. Back on the topic of Via Rail, Via Rail celebrated its 40th anniversary of the Toronto Maintenance Centre by revealing something extremely special and rare. In this photo here, you have what is the Via Charger set, the F40PH, and a bunch of cars that you'd see regularly, and, well, a Via FP9 and some older coaches. Wow. The Via FP9 and coaches are owned by the Via Historical Association, or VHA, where I've been covering their progress over in older Moments in the Rail Industry videos, and I'm glad to see that finally these are actually being shown, and it's pretty good, honestly. Confederation Go, one of the soon-to-be new Go stations located in Hamilton, is taking shape, though there is way too many lights. Like, this is insane. Like, do you really need that many lights? I thought Mount Pleasant Go had that many lights, but it just takes the cake here. Confederation Go is one of the several Go stations either being planned or being built right now, soon to be a part of the Go network. Another station to be noted is East Harbor Go Station, located just east of Union Station. The SEPTA board has approved a fiscal 2026 budget including a 45% cut in service and a 21.5% fare increase to address a $213 million deficit. I don't know about you, and I don't even live there, but a 45% cut in service to one of the biggest North American passenger rail areas is nowhere near good. So, even though, again, I don't live near there, or even in the country, we do have a chance to save SEPTA. While I'm the type of person to say, I'll believe it when I see it, this does look dire and has been announced many times before, but now we are really closing in on the type of time that we need to actually address this and potentially save them. On a bit of a funny and brighter note, Set 18, known as Lumi, the charger has a different colored panel now. This is following a incident that I don't 100% recall, but it necessitated a removal and replacement of said panel, and now it just looks funny. Might as well replace both if I were them, because now this just looks horrendous. A collision between a semi-truck and a BNSF train in LaGrange highlights a bit of a safety problem, or just a neglect of safety. So this train, as seen here, continued plowing, as you know, trains can't really stop like that, into the LaGrange station, partially damaging it. From observations, it looks like the truck driver passed the crossings, despite them possibly being down already or downing at the same time of crossing. I'm not sure, this is a very short video, so that's what I'm going off of, but then proceeded to stop before an intersection, leaving the back end out on the tracks for it to get hit by said BNSF train. It really reminds me of a certain incident with Amtrak Surfliner over a decade ago. Anyways, to comment on this situation further, it is pretty much just neglect of safety in regards to railroad crossings. Additionally, the truck, or at least the trailer, damaged more than just the station, including the crossings, some trees, lights, and more things in the path of said trailer. You might say just abolish quiet zones, but at this rate, I don't even think quiet zones are exactly to blame here. It's really just the fact of safety and ignoring literal crossings with flashing lights and literal gates blocking you, or should. Ontario Northland's new sets are coming smoothly. I recently went up to North Bay, Ontario for a football game. I was their videographer. Anyway, along the way, there was a bunch of signs highlighting the Northlander, so it really seems like it is 100% being emphasized that this service is going to return. So this was just a little interesting feat that I got to see. Here we have a pic of the brand new Tier 4 F40PH. This is likely the second one to be, well, presented to us as of now. And yes, from the design, I'm getting heavy VIA vibes from it. A New Haven F unit picked the switch. Fortunately, no one was hurt from what I've heard. And lastly, as of June 30th, it was my birthday. Yay. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have for Moments of the Rail Industry for June of 2025. I'll see you next time for July and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have. See ya. Oh boy, everyone's forgetting my birthday again. Every single time just because I happen to be born on July 1st. And it always gets overshadowed by Canada. Oh my god, I almost forgot about your birthday. Hold on, let me get everybody. Wait, Riven, don't do that! Yo guys, it's her birthday. No, stop! Happy birthday, Nick! Happy birthday, Nick! Happy birthday, Nick! Yeah, that's the best I could do for now. What cake do you want? You bamboozle me every year!